From a long way away, I'll take risks. Swing round that corner, I can't miss. I can't go back, I can't switch. I can't go back, I can't switch. Coming up, yeah, yeah, yeah. Coming up, yeah, yeah, yeah. Coming up, yeah, yeah, yeah. Coming up.
All right. It's your boy, Anonymous Ray, all right? And let's jump right into it. Waste no time at all right? Today, I want to talk about female predators, okay? In the black community, we always hear about that uncle, all right? That big cousin, all right? That family friend, okay? We always hear about the guys, okay? And before I get any deeper into this, okay, let me say this before I even start on my little rant, on my little spiel. I believe that anybody, man or woman, okay, if you out here messing with kids, okay, you are wrong and you deserve to be under the jail, okay? Now, I got a little display today focusing on female predators. Now, that by no means is an attempt to justify male predators, to defend male predators. Okay? Let me go ahead and make that 100% clear. Anybody, man or woman, you out here messing with kids, you're wrong. Okay? But if we really want to protect children, we have to protect children from the male predators and the female predators also. Okay? For some reason, in the black community, it seems, in my opinion, have to be careful with my words for y'all try to say I'm spreading misinformation, but in my personal opinion, it seems like women have a free run at the children. Okay? Now, I did compose a little lineup of mugshots of women, who were accused of messing with kids, okay? Accused. And all of these sources are from police stations and news articles. It's not nothing I made up, okay? You can go look this stuff up for yourself. A lot of these, mugshots, some of them are recent, but some of them are as old as, 10, 15 years ago, okay? This stuff has been going on, okay? Some of these women have been touching children. Now, the thing about it, for some reason in the black community, we'll go all out to protect our girls, which we should. Protect the baby girls. But why is it that when we find out that a grown woman has been messing with the underage boy, the outrage is not at the same level? Okay? It's not at the same level. In fact, I've seen in many situations to where a woman has found out to be messing with an underage boy, and I've heard people say this, mainly women. Oh, well, he probably wanted it. Little boy is mannish. He probably pressured her into it. First of all, how can you call yourself a grown woman and you let a child pressure you into doing anything? That's number one. Okay. And number two, wow, that is literally the definition of victim blaming. So a grown woman takes advantage of the naivety of a young boy, but he was the perpetrator. He not the victim. Now we have, I ain't gonna say we all have, but I'm pretty sure a lot of you have seen situations to where underage girls pursue older men, whether it's, teachers or just, I remember when I was in high school. Okay, I remember when I was in high school. Yes, that was a long time ago. But I can remember when I was in high school, the girls that were my age had absolutely no interest in us, the boys their age. They wanted older guys. For example, when I was a freshman, all the freshman girls like the junior guys and the senior guys. Okay. When I became a senior, all the senior girls had then moved on to college guys. Now, these girls actually went as far as to get fake IDs. Okay, and of course, they wearing makeup and doing their hair and eyeliner and all of that in an attempt to make themselves look older so they can attract older guys. Now, if an older guy takes the bait, it's an outrage. He's older. He should have known better. Even though this girl pursued him, even though she had a fake ID, even though she was in a club where only people supposed to be 21 and older is, if the guy falls for it, he is wrong. Okay? And he gets in trouble, which he should. No adult should be messing with children. But I say all that to say, now let's flip the scenario. When it's a younger guy, even if he is pursuing an older woman, at what point does this grown woman take accountability and say no? At what point does this grown adult woman take accountability, okay, take control of the situation? Hey, little boy, go on about your business. But no, in a situation like that, they'll say, oh, well, he pressured her. Like she's just some little, naive woman that can't make decisions on her own. In that situation, they'll say that the guy pressured her. The boy pressured her. Okay, we have to stop doing that. Okay, we need to protect our boys as much as we protect our girls. Now, something that a lot of people, don't think about or don't, maybe really don't talk about. Then somebody might say, well, if a young guy get him some, what is that hurting? Well, after me going through, these articles and, getting these mug shots and reading some of these situations that went on, it's crazy. A lot of these younger boys are getting STDs. Okay, yes, I said it. STDs from grown women. Okay, the first time they ever did something, they done got an STD from this grown woman. Okay, and yes, even STDs that can't be cured by medicine. Okay, these grown women are sleeping with these boys, giving them STDs. Okay, now, one of the reasons why I decided to do this video is because recently I heard a story of, and I'll try to be as vague about the identity of people, that I'm talking about, because even though, I don't have my face all in front of the camera, anybody that hears this and hears my voice will know exactly who I am. Okay, so I'll try, to protect the identity of the people that I'm talking about because, I don't know these people personally, but I do know the family member of one of the, persons involved. Okay. But anyway, I heard this story of a 14-year-old boy, okay, was having an inappropriate relationship with his teacher, okay, his female teacher, okay. Now, I have to say inappropriate relationship because I have to be careful with the words that I say, but at the same time, the woman was guilty of statutory, the other word, okay. But anyway, 14-year-old boy, all right, 14-year-old boy in a relationship with his teacher. And I believe that she was maybe 25, 26, somewhere, in that time frame. So they in a relationship. Well, the teacher comes up pregnant. Okay, she comes up pregnant. Now, the teacher was also married. All right, yes, married. All right, got a whole husband at home, and she messing with 14-year-old boys. But in result, she popped up pregnant. So I believe when she popped up pregnant, I believe she, broke things off with the 14-year-old boy. And, I'm assuming, her and her husband believed that they had, their first little baby, and, they were going to work on raising a family and this, that, and the other. So, the 14-year-old boy, went on. He went on, he graduated high school. And after high school, he moved out of state. All right, fast forward. On this kid that was 14, on his 19th not exactly on his 19th birthday, but around his 19th birthday, he got served with child support papers. All right? He got served with child support papers. All right? Well. I'm sorry. Papers to what you call it, to establish the paternity. Okay. So what I'm assuming is somewhere down the line, that female teacher and her husband had, the child had a DNA test done, and it turned out to not be the husband's child. Okay, the child was a boy. It turned out to not be the husband's son. So I'm assuming she backtracked, looked at the calendar. Well, around that time I was messing with this 14-year-old boy. He should be about 18, 19 now. This woman, and see, this is what gets me about how our justice system is so lenient on women when it comes to situations like this. This woman felt confident enough to go to a courthouse and say that she would like to file child support for her 5-year-old son against her 19-year-old baby daddy. Now, you do the math. You trying to put a 19-year-old now man on child support for a 4-5-year-old child. Well, then that means that this child must have been conceived when this boy was around 14 years old. Okay? Now, the crazy part about it is it turned out to be his child, and he was put on child support. But do you think anything happened to that woman? You think they went back? Wait a minute. Hold on. The kid 4-5 years old, and he's 19, and at this time she should have been about 30, 31. Hold on. No, nothing happened to this woman. Nothing. She went and put this dude on child support. Now, that right there is what I call punishing the victim, because as far as the law is concerned, that boy is a victim, right? He was under the age of legal consent. He engaged in a intimate act with an adult woman. Okay? He's under the age of legal consent. So that right there is what you call statutory, and you know the other word. All right? That right there. Nothing happened to that woman. And the dude got put on child support. Now, I'm not saying that he shouldn't pay child support for the kid, from the sound of it. I don't think the woman didn't hold him down or whatever. He was willing, but he was under the age of legal consent. No different than if a girl that's under the age of legal consent, even if she goes, walks to an older guy's house, all right, and begs him to, be intimate with her, by law, that man is still committing a crime, okay? So that's no different in this situation with that teacher. That boy was under the age of legal consent, so he could not consent to the intimate act that resulted in a child being created. And now he's being forced to pay child support, okay, because of a crime that was committed. But see, for some reason in the black community, we do not care about the boys like that. And now I already know, we don't care about the men. I got that part. I don't, we know black community don't care about the men. But can we at least protect the boys while they boys? You know what I'm saying? At least, can we protect them at least while they boys? Let them maintain their innocence as long as they can. All right, so like I said, if you've been, if you didn't watch this so far, you've seen a few mug shots I've put up. Just disgusting things. Okay, if you read the headlines, just disgusting things. Okay, and this is all committed by adult women. And yes, I'm black, so I focus on my own community. What the other people do is what they do. All right, but all black women. And most of these were teachers. Okay. Now it happens in other areas. Believe it or not, it happens in households between family members. Believe it or not, there are older teenage girls, 17, 18, 19, that are doing inappropriate things with their 12, 13-year-old little brothers. Yeah, it happens. It happens, but it's rarely talked about. We always hear about the uncle. Okay, we hear about the uncle, the older male cousin, the older male family friend. But why are we so silent on the women? And it happens. Okay, and I can tell you that from personal experience. As a teenager, I was about 15 years old, okay? I had a girlfriend she was about 27, okay? And I call her my girlfriend because we would, doing intimate acts, okay? She gave me a key to her house. She used to come pick me up after school, bring me to her house. She used to supply alcohol. She used to supply marijuana, I go stay 2-3 days at her house. And guess what? The adults in my life, okay, which was mainly women. I really didn't have a father figure or none of that around, but mainly women. They knew it was going on, said nothing. They knew I was 15 years old, spending the night at a 27-year-old woman's house, on school nights, 2-3 days. They even had her phone number. Now, this was before cell phones was real big, okay? They had her house number. They would even call her house looking for me. If they needed to get hold of me, they would call her house. If the woman, if she didn't, talk to me in a certain amount of time, she would call my house and ask, the adult women at my house where I was. Tell him to call me. Is he coming over tonight? Nobody said nothing, and they all knew about it. Now, like I said, yes, I was, 15. Yes, I was willingly doing it. Nobody forced me to mess with this 27-year-old woman. Nobody forced me to do it. But by what the law book says, I was under the legal age of consent. So technically that woman was committing a crime. And adult women in my life knew exactly how old I was and how old this woman was and said absolutely nothing. Now let that have been flipped. And I was a 15-year-old girl spending the night at a 27-year-old dude's house. My family members probably would have flipped out. They would have had him in jail in no time. But that's why I say we have to start protecting our boys as much as we protect our girls. Yes, protect the baby girls. I have a daughter, so I'm all about protect the baby girls. But we also have to protect our boys too, okay? Because our boys are being preyed on, by women, men too. They being preyed on by men too, but also by women. We have to protect them from the male predators and the female predators. All right. So y'all share this with somebody you know y'all think it could be helpful to. All right, I'm out.